So when the Barbie movie came out, I saw this car and I thought, you've got to be kidding. I know it's not a Ford, it's a Chevy, but I thought if we could make it blue, we could have the car that Ron and Harry flew into the Whomping Willow. It was pricey new, so I looked on Facebook Marketplace and I found one used from a wonderful woman named Nikki who said her child had outgrown it, but it still worked. So I went over and got it.
And then we went to a craft store and we got some paint. I think we matched the blue pretty well. And then I had to disassemble it. I had to take the chassis off, the batteries out, the battery compartment, and the interior popped out, so that made that easy to paint. I just made it brown with the white trim there. And then I did the blue, and then I went and got some silver so I could do because all the trim work on the body was pink. So I just went and got some silver paint and made it all silver.
And we took the, we just used our phone and we went to the movie, like on YouTube, to try and look at the colors of the seats and look at the colors of the car to try to match it as close as we could. There was just pink everywhere.
Yeah. So got all the paint covered up. I did like 3 or 4 coats of the brown for the interior, but that paint didn't cover it up very well, and then it kind of chipped a little bit. But like whenever we put the dolls in. But the blue is held up very well. As you can see, I even did the inside of the trunk. Made that nice and brown.
Yeah, I've noticed on the seats, when they sit in it, it kind of chips just a little.
Yeah, and I painted the seat belts because they were pink, but they were a softer plastic, and I think just because they bend and the paint wasn't that style paint, the paint cracks and chips off.
Did you
especially
use,
the seat belts.
was it acrylic for everything?
I think everything was acrylic except for the silver. That I used Tester's model paint that I'd use when I was a kid making my model cars. So yeah, you can see there the silver grille and all the trim work on the bumper. I didn't do the dashboard. That was going to be a little hard to do, and it was a decal, so I just left that.
I think it turned out really close to the actual car, except for the fact that it's a Chevy, not a Ford, which is a real slap to Ford's face.
Yeah, and it's a convertible.
Well, you have to be able to see them.
So you can see here where it said Barbie on the original car, and I just painted over that with blue. What I did is I went online, found what Great Britain was using for license plates. We got the number off of the movie.
For the original car.
For the original car. I just kind of doctored that up in PowerPoint, printed it out, and put it on a piece of cardboard like a cereal box, and slapped it on the back of the car.
Looks good. So we had to try them out and put them in the car, and this is how it would have normally been, the 3 of them driving together, because they were besties, or Pookie Sleigh, whatever they call them.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so they would all 3 drive together.
That is not what I say, just so you know.
So of course they're like 16, I don't know, are they even 16
They're
here?
supposed to be 12.
Maybe they're 6, 7.
Okay, so that would explain why they're driving like this. But by the end of this video, my daughter has it down. I mean, she was so good at this driving. She could turn it around and flip it around. It almost got to the point where she could probably drive a real car.
I don't think so.
So
That's just rude.
This was our first group. So we had the trio. And then, let's see who's up next. It is
Draco and Harry.
Draco and Harry, because, you know, they could have been besties.
They were besties. Behind the scenes, they were besties.
Well, if that first interaction hadn't gone so nastily,
It's all Ron's fault.
That's not a word. Then they really could have had a good relationship, I think. And so we had Draco, who only comes in the Quidditch outfit, and his buddy boy, Harry. And they fit in that car just perfectly. And then next up we have
Hermione and Draco.
which is another fan favorite, because people wanted Hermione to get together with Draco. That was my personal choice.
Including me.
Really, you too?
Yeah, they look so beautiful.
Because I'm a Slytherin, and I think they would have been a great couple. She could have brought out a lot of goodness in him.
Oh, wow.
So we have, that's when it ran off the porch, and I had to go get it. Okay, that's Draco and Hermione. Next up we have
Draco and Voldemort.
Because, you know, they probably hung out a little bit together. I mean, they would have if, like, you know, Voldemort hadn't. Well, I don't want to have any spoilers, but if what happened to him in that last movie hadn't happened, you know, Draco did go over there in that group, and he was standing next to Voldemort. I think he called him out by name.
So is this like Voldemort trying to teach Draco how to drive? He just bounced off something.
I think Voldemort was driving.
Yeah, Voldy was driving.
He was teaching Draco how to drive.
Nice. Next up, we have.
Snape and Voldemort.
Okay, we all know that they hung out at one time because, you know, Snape was.
They hung out to the very end.
Yeah.
Well, we can't say what he was because no spoilers and all
I
that.
was actually upset though.
But I'm sure that they went
What,
on a
they
future.
didn't drive around more?
She almost knocked it off that time, but I caught it. Yeah, off the side of the porch. Otherwise, you did really well. So we have Voldemort and Snape. Next up, we have
Voldemort and Harry.
right because
You know, some people say that Voldemort could have been Harry's dad. I mean, I almost said Harry could have been Voldemort's dad. Voldemort could have been Harry's dad.
I think if they had been at school together, they would have been great friends. And then
At school together?
yeah, like if they
You
were
mean
this.
Tom Riddle and
Yes,
He's like
if they had been the same age, then you know, they could have been buddies.
No, they're like
yeah,
100
Harry and
years
Draco.
difference.
Okay, who's up? Who's this?
Oh, this
Snape and Harry.
This is my favorite. This is another fan fiction where what would have happened if like Snape had gotten together with Lily and then Harry would have been his kid. Of course.
Well, it's actually Snape is teaching Harry how to drive.
Okay. No, Harry's driving because this is
Well,
Yeah,
Snape's
he's still
teaching
teaching
him.
him.
oh my bad. And then we have
Hermione and Ron.
Ron. I couldn't just put Hermione with Draco because that wouldn't be fair. People would be like, what? So by this time, she really had it down and she was driving pretty well. So that was Ron and Hermione. And then next up we have.
Oh, look at that. It's C-3PO.
I couldn't get him to sit down flat, so he's kind of. I wanted him to drive, but I don't know.
He doesn't look very comfortable.
Well, his arms wouldn't touch the steering wheel, so I was like, Harry, you're going to have to drive him
His
around.
joints were nearly frozen.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh. So who's up next? Oh, look at that. It's R2 and Harry. We were trying to recreate the scene from episode 4 where they're going into Mos Eisley and you got C-3PO sitting kind of on top of the seats and then R2 was tied down next to him, but they didn't all fit. So this is what we got.
That's just embarrassing.
No, it's not.
He wouldn't fit
It's
in.
not.
I used a rubber band.
Yeah.
That's just pathetic.
Well, there's
It's
no.
like a seatbelt.
I tried to put the seatbelt on him. It didn't fit.
That wasn't the droid you were looking for.
Wow.
Twist my neck. I don't know.
Oh, look, Harry. It seems we've landed in the weeping willow tree. First of all, it's the whomping willow. What were you thinking about? Hermione. Well, you need to keep your eyes on the road. Also, I'm not the one driving. You were driving. So you're in big trouble, mister.